Grand Rising Soul Tribe, Tracy here with Sweet Spot e-magazine. Thank you so very much for the likes, shares, views, subscribes, the comments, membership, donations in all forms. Everything. I appreciate it all. Let's ring the bell. Let's go ahead and clear out the energy, and then we'll see what the message the Spirit has for us. Something is weak now, just like that ring. Something is really weak. Somebody, whoever's been trying to throw this black magic or these spells or these tricks or this manipulation or this whatever it is, it's coming back to them like in real time, like a boomerang. You know how you throw a boomerang out and it comes right back to you, the person who threw it? That type of thing. Hey, sis. Hey, K Hypsee. So instead of them just realizing, they must have lost their mojo or they don't want to be cursed with their own curses, they trying to come up with a new plan. Bottom of the deck. Okay, K Hypsee. Yeah, something's not working anymore. Something is not working anymore. It ain't hitting nobody. It's DOA. And this warlock is trying to figure out why. Like, what's really going on? Because whatever they threw out is coming right back. Hey, J Mike. See, you were the intended target, but they're not realizing that, you can't be messed with. Hey, Malcolm. My nose is starting to itch. Yeah, they figured they thought that they could mess with you. This was supposed to be you, but it's not. Instead, everybody who sent it is getting it, and they know this, and it's like upsetting to them, which I'm sure it would be. Yes, because you know what? Judgment has been called. Like, you knew what was happening. And either you did a return to sender, either you did the whole what you do to me comes back on you, and until you do right by me, ain't shit gonna go right by you. That thing. But judgment's been called, and I feel like somebody is waking up. They're waking up, and someone is starting to notice something. They're starting to wake up from this spell, this curse, this dream, this coma. Somebody's waking up. Hey, Malcolm. Yeah, it's almost like, maybe you had said something, you had told them something, you had alerted someone to something, and now, Archangel Michael is here fighting these battles, and it's basically fucking them up. Everybody who thought that they was going to do something to you, it's coming back to them, and it's hitting them in their hearts and wherever else. Like they wanted to hit you in your heart. It's like they wanted to take away something that was your heart. Either somebody that really cared for you and you cared for them, but it's hitting them in their heart. Hey, the solar type, how are you? And somebody's feeling the pressure, they feeling pressured, like what's going on? How come this is not working? I don't understand this. Yeah, and they can't figure out why these curses are not working. Because you already figured out what was going on. They don't want to realize that you already know the secret. You already won the war. You coming back victorious, whatever they was trying to do. You had already closed this chapter. And somebody's finding out exactly how strong you were and are. Even if they try to, do some dark magic under the moon, even if they thought that they was being super duper sneaky. Hold on. Turned on subscriber mode. Okay, that's right. Super duper sneaky. It's not working. So this witch is trying to come up with a different plan. Trying to think about something else to do, like how to come in using the back door as opposed to just coming straight through the front door. Thank you so very much. It is a ballet dancer. Yeah, like somebody wants to come to you with a fresh start. Like, hey, I got the, or they want to approach somebody with, I got a fresh start. I know, I got a bit different plan. I know something better. And they want to talk to this warlock, you know? Like somebody wants to come up to you and, they want to make nice. They want to make nice, but what they don't realize is that not only is judgment, is karma on your side. Not only do you already see what's going on, you've already received like downloads of what their plan is going to be. Spirit has already talked to you. You've already, connected with spirit to understand what somebody's going to try and do. And I kind of feel like it's going to come in the way of them trying to give you something that's going to bind you. Not just bind you, but yeah, like bind some of your gifts, like your healing gifts or something, because they don't want you to be able to continue to ascend. Hey, Travion. They don't want you to continue to ascend. They don't want you to reach your goals. They don't want you to be seen as the star, as the healer. They want you trapped. So, like I said, someone is going to try, or they were trying to figure something out or invest their time in something, something that will make you feel like now you are part of this family unit. But this was not going to work because, like I said, anything they try to do comes right back on them. Anything that they think they're working on is coming right back in real time. Someone is finally like breaking through from this spell, and their heart is open now. They see the value in you now. They want to be close to you. They want to approach you, and I feel like it's because someone else who could have possibly had something similar done to them was telling this person they have to hold back. Like it's like let's just say that somebody that they put a spell on. Here you are, Helen, and they put a spell on Joe, and Joe was under this spell for a long time, but Walter was telling Joe, you're gonna have to hold back, you're gonna have to stop communication, you're gonna have to not go there, not answer their calls, not do this, not visit, not do that, not accept anything in order for that spell to break. Hey, Jolynn, how are you? Hey, LP. And because somebody sees clearly that somebody was, put under some type of spell. And that's why somebody didn't want to provide. They was trying to leave you out. They wasn't trying to give to you. They can see clearly what was going on. But now that spell has been broken, that what's going back to somebody else, you are in your 10 of Pentacles. Or someone sees the 10 of Pentacles with you. Someone sees that you are their family. Someone sees that you are their better half. Yes, they see that you are their better half. Your time of being by yourself, that's coming to an end. The wheel is turning in your favor now. And someone, they can't figure out how you got this back. Because they had tried so long and they had did so many different things to control your happiness, but they're trying to figure out how you got this back. It's because somebody finally walked away from this controlling emperor. It's because somebody finally woke up. They saw they heard, what somebody was trying to do and how they was trying to paint a picture, make something seem. They heard that. This King of Cups woke up to, how somebody was speaking about you, and that was what was causing this whole battle. That's what was causing unrest in them. Because they no longer, once they stop listening to somebody's rhetoric, that's when they started becoming clearer. That's whenever everything started becoming more seen, brighter. That's when the sun started coming out to them. That's when the shadows started leaving. And you know what? When they listen to this message that somebody said, as far as holding back, as far as not communicating, as far as not answering those calls, as far as not putting in, that's whenever the message clicked, and that's whenever the spell broke. See, somebody didn't want someone to see you as the Empress. They wanted this person not to ever see you as the Empress. Hey, Tracy. But now it's like somebody is, you can expect someone to come in. But this person is wondering if you have them on block, or they would understand if you're guarded, because you had to just defend yourself against somebody who was trying to attack you. So they would understand if you had felt guarded, like you needed to guard yourself. But this person, they want to go back to how things used to be when they was at their happiest, when they felt like their wishes were coming true, when they felt like they were, loved, and you were loved, and they felt secure. Hey, Queen, the Empress, how are you? And this is the truth. Someone now knows the truth. And they started seeing what was actually going on, because like maybe their third eye opened. They started receiving downloads. They started listening to what was being said. They regret that they didn't listen before. They regret that, their ears were closed. They felt like they couldn't hear anything, but now they want to go back. They want to go to calm waters after it was such a rough time for them. They truly regret this. Like I said, after such a long time of, them listening to these ill words that somebody else, that this coven was speaking about you, this time is over. Somebody understands that it was their loyalty, that this was a test for them, a test of their loyalty. Are we back, J. Mike? They failed miserably. Thank you. Someone is traveling towards you because they want to speak to you. They know that you are going to tell them the truth. Someone feels that, you know what, their life would be so much further along had they actually listened to you, because you always told them the truth. They know they were on the right path. They were going on their journey that they needed to be on. They were accomplishing their goals. They were living the life that they appreciated. But when they stopped listening to you because they allowed someone else to get in the way of what their own heart was feeling, that's when they messed up. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, like I said, someone started listening to the truth, and they knew that they needed to go back to where they came from. This person was feeling so overburdened, and they still trying to figure out how and why they allowed someone to manipulate them. They can't figure this out. They don't know exactly when it was, but I feel like this person is trying to go back, to think back to when that manipulation started, so that they can try and heal that part of them. If they were still a child, if they was a teenager, if they was a young adult, when did they allow themselves to push you out and allow this warlock and this wizard or witch to come in? What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Thank you. When they started listening to this witch. When this witch came around, and it could be when this witch came around and started acting like they were coming with good news or something, and this is somebody that's part of the family, you would think this could be a Leo, where they thought that somebody was so bright and positive, maybe this person had a soft voice or something. But that's whenever everything went haywire. Everything went haywire. They're realizing that's who started working on them. That's who started manipulating them. That's who started pressing all the buttons of, what, we all have these desires of what we want and these fears. That's when somebody started poking at these fears, trying to act like they could control something, act like they could soothe somebody or they could help this person. But this person is finding out the only one that could have helped them was themselves. Hey, Robert. They allow this person to manipulate them. They allow this person to character assassinate you. It was this witch. They was listening to everything that somebody was saying. Yep. That's whenever it's like this person started believing this like a fool. Somebody started telling them to move this way, move that way, do this, do that. And it's like they were on automatic, like they was somebody was a puppeteer, the puppet master, and they was a puppet. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Thank you. Yeah, but these wands are going back to the rightful owner. Yep. And somebody's aware of it. Somebody's aware of it. And you know what? Oddly enough, this emperor it's not a upright emperor. This is somebody who is narcissistic. This is somebody, this could be an Aries. This is somebody who is narcissistic and they're trying to reach out to somebody, but somebody's got them on block. Somebody is doing that long handle spoon with them. Hey, Doria, how are you? Good morning to you. Somebody is treating somebody else with a long handle spoon, even though this person may be trying to reach out, trying to get this message. Yes, can't make this up. Because somebody's protecting themselves. They're fighting back. They don't want to listen to this gossip. They don't want to listen to what somebody else is saying because they know this person is not coming with any truth. This person is coming to try and confuse them again. So somebody is finally fighting back. What's the message? They're finally fighting back. Yeah, somebody is leaving somebody out in the cold. They don't want to hear it anymore because they understand that the more they listen to somebody, the worse off they're going to be. They're already feeling disconnected from you. They already feel disconnected from you, and they know with you comes abundance. They're even fighting against this group that they were once connected to. They're fighting against them. You know, they don't want to hear anything negative that somebody has to say about you. They're not listening any longer. Because they know that somebody is their only thing that they're trying to work on is they're trying to split y'all up. That's what they're trying to do. What's the message? What'd you say, Queen, the Empress? What's the message? Yeah. Somebody is no longer accepting any bribes. They no longer accepting any bribes, any gifts, nothing. They don't want nothing that this person has to give any longer. They are completely turning their back and walking away. Whatever I just heard, where they're letting the chips lie. Wherever they fall, they let them lie right there. Yeah, this King of Cups, he's no longer listening because now he understands he wants to be with his Queen of Cups. He wants to turn everything back around that was upside down. This person is planning on, sorry, y'all, hold on. Yeah, this person, they're making plans to travel. They are making plans to travel. They're going to get the courage that they need to repair this relationship because somebody sees everything differently now. They see that for a while now that they came against you when they should not have, because it was this warlock that made them feel like with them something good was going to come in. But spirit had them to wake up, and had to let them know, no, you need to go home. Wherever home is, whoever home is, that's where you need to go. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Oh, confirmation if y'all can hear my stomach. Yeah, see, somebody wants to know if they're gonna be able to heal this whole situation. You know, they're hoping that they didn't miss the mark, that they didn't, miss the time whenever it was, they should have healed it a long time ago. They're hoping that they can heal this whole situation. Yeah, because the confusion is over. And they don't want this whole relationship. They don't want this family. They don't want their abundance to be over. Hey, the blue star, how are you? They don't want to have given up their seat, all because they were so busy trying to attack you. Because somebody else promised them like all the riches and gold and everything, only to find out they've been struggling. They have been struggling. Can't make this up. They have been struggling. There was no riches. There was no gold. There was no glory. There was no grace. There was nothing except struggle after struggle after struggle. Somebody got up on the struggle bus, and now they know that they should have been with you. They should have stopped listening to this group of people that was trying to cause a heartache just to get in the middle of what you guys had. They realized that when they invited this third person in, that's whenever they broke their own heart. Now this person wants to work on the relationship with you. They want to work on this. They want to work on rebuilding this trust. They want to work on rebuilding, the integrity of the relationship. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Oh my gosh. Confirmation again. If you can hear my stomach, I should have at least drank some water or something. What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yep. See, the wheel of fortune is now turning around for this King of Cups. This King of Cups is, like I said, waking back up. Almost like, I almost feel like I can hear somebody's heartbeat starting again. Yep, LP, the struggle bus. Especially, they don't, like whenever when you went by yourself and went no contact. That's what I'm hearing. You went no contact and you was by yourself. Allowing this person to get themselves together. Like allowing this person to realize that they've been being bullied and manipulated by some hidden enemies to you. Thank you, Spirit. Yeah. And so now this person is realizing that they didn't, it's like they shouldn't have been working on collaborating with these people, and whatever these people were trying to do, it's not working. They no longer want to fight. They no longer want to work with these people. Hey, light worker William. They no longer want this for them, and they no longer want it for you. What they want is this happiness again, is this happy home, this happy life. Everything is going in the direction. They have admiration again. They have the respect of the community, because somebody had to realize that when they turned against you, people turned against them. People were like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You had everything. You had, this person was great. This person, they did this, they did that. The Empress was this, the Empress was that. What the hell are you doing? They had to realize that whenever they turned against you, their life went to shit. Because everybody was trying, like I said, they like, what are you doing? You had the perfect relationship. Why would you cut this person out? This person is an Empress. Why would you cut out an Empress? Like, it don't make sense. But I feel like they actually had to step away. There is something called divine timing. And I feel like some divine timing was at play. God is good, and God is so real. Can I get an amen? God is good. I feel like divine timing was at play in somebody's life. They don't realize they was just saved. Yes, confirmation. This person don't realize they was just saved. You know, they're being able to return. They're being able to return to a place, or maybe not a time, but they're remembering this time, and they are, you know, I feel like somebody from the past is coming back to you. Someone from the past is coming back to you. Yep. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Yeah, with a brand new attitude, realizing where their bread was buttered, realizing what love is, realizing what true abundance is. It has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with fame and fortune and being able to buy this and buy that. It has to do with who can you trust, who was trustworthy, who was there to support you, who, you know, who's got your back, who's standing 10 toes down for you, as opposed to you just, you know, discounting that and hurting somebody. And then when you need somebody that you can trust, ain't nobody there. Someone is thinking about that. They're thinking about everything that they should have invested with you, how they should have been loyal to you. Somebody's thinking about things totally differently now. They're seeing everything differently now. What else, Spirit? What else? Yep. They see abundance with you. They want a brand new start with you. Yeah, especially after, and you know what? And it could be quote unquote family, you know, aunts, uncles, whoever, even grandparents, whoever. But somebody said that it's time for them to end that. It's time for them to understand that their loyalty is not the same as your loyalty. This because their loyalty is to try and, you know, bully somebody, is to try and break somebody's heart, is to badmouth somebody, is to character assassinate somebody. Especially whenever you sat there and you told the truth, you was discerning in everything that you was talking about, logic, discernment, honesty. You spoke from a higher perspective. You saw things in a much higher perspective. You was telling this person about God. You was telling this person about prayer, the importance of prayer. You was telling this person about everything that they needed to know, and it had more to do with than just money. Because now, after this person, you know, discounted you, this is where they was at. They didn't sleep good. They couldn't sleep good. And like I said, whenever you called judgment on them, oh, that was it. That was it. Hey, Natural Urban. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Galactic Goddess. How are y'all? What's the message, Spirit? Hey, Baby Yoda. How are you? What's the message? Thank you. Yeah, somebody wants to travel. They're getting in that car. They're coming towards you. It's like this is something that's long overdue. This person feels like this is long overdue. What's the message, Spirit? Yeah, because you know what? Enough of this sneaking around bullshit. They realize who was behind that. And they looking back at this. They realizing all these lies and everything. They're looking right at the devil, all and the control that somebody was under. They see all that. You know, how they were supposed to keep secrets for this devil, how they were supposed to allow this devil to try and control everything, including them, including this relationship. They're seeing that now. And this is why this person is now fighting for their happiness, fighting for, what is blessed by God. This is why they are fighting for this now. This person is coming to you in all honesty. They're gonna tell you some things. That's why that fish is outside that cup. They're gonna tell you some things about what went on. This person is going to tell you about how they felt trapped, how they felt like they shouldn't, because they was told that loyalty is, you don't go against the family. The family says that even though you need to leave this person out, you don't go against the family. But somebody had to realize that family was getting them fucked up. Hey, Mac and Dave, to you. Hey, Yolanda. That, especially whenever you telling them the truth, but you talking in love. You're leading with love. Hey, Bragsy, how are you? So you telling them the truth, that's love. This them being told to go in and attack you and everything else, and don't say nothing, just do some fuck shit. That ain't love. That's disloyalty. That's disloyalty. They see now that this was a coven that came up against you to try and curse you. And no matter what they did, they could not curse you. How you ended up being the victor. How you beat everybody's ass. And you gain victory over this warlock too. Somebody gave them a bit of information. Somebody shared something from their own past to say, you know what? I'm going to tell you my own past, my own experience. Your experience may be different, but this is what happened to me. And this is whenever I had to grow up. And this is whenever I learned this. And this is when I learned that. Somebody had, and they really listened to this person. Hey, Elaster, how are you? They really listened to this person. And it's a good thing they did. Because like I said, it was, and I feel like this person started talking to them about, you know what? Collective not saying anything negative at all. Hey, Lilo. Collective is not saying anything negative at all. Collective is just speaking the truth. And collective is still supporting you from afar. Yes. This is why somebody planned that they need to go back to the Queen of Cups, or hey, Wingseer, or be with their Queen of Cups. Because somebody was telling them the truth about, somebody else that wanted them to behave a certain way, didn't want them to recognize that you was a whole earth angel, to recognize that you have their best of interest at heart, to recognize that you was helping them to remain balanced, to recognize that you had to leave them. You had to close this cycle and leave them for them to find that they were trapped. For them to be able to look back and see who was actually lying to them. And you were telling them the whole time. You've been telling them for a while about this. Now somebody realizes that they have to fight to get back to you. They got to protect themselves. They got to protect you. They have to, fight to get back to you. And they have to realize too that people may do a whole lot of talking, but that's just If it's negative, those are curses. Somebody's trying to do that word magic. Something that you figured out a long time ago. Something that you recognized and you realized that that's why you was able to get away from it. That's how you were able to save yourself. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Thank you. Yeah, something about this group here. I feel like somebody's recognizing this group, or they want to celebrate with you. Because I feel like they want to celebrate with you because now somebody can see things clearly and they know who you are. And they know that you can see things. You can truly see things. Like people can't get shit past you. They can come and they can say whatever it is that they want to say to you, but you see the little fish in the cup. They can't get it past you. Can't make this up. No matter what this person tries, it's not going to work. Even if somebody travels to you to try and get and put you in a position, you're going to be able to fight that. Hey, Jesky, how are you? What's the message, Spirit? Yep. Now somebody, it's like they finally get it. They finally get it. And sometimes you can't, you think that you know it all, but instead of realizing that you don't know it all, sometimes people, their mind is so closed off that they can't hear nothing else. And when you can't hear nothing else, that just lets everybody know you are a fool. You're not even open to hearing what somebody else has to say. You're not even trying to, understand anything. You're not even trying to, even think that there's another possibility. You don't even want to give somebody the benefit of the doubt. You don't want to let somebody know that, hey, you know what, maybe this person is telling the truth, because you're having to realize that each and every person don't have the same relationship. If somebody is running to you to tell you some old fuck shit about this person, you got to sit back and don't just take, wait, what? Oh my God. I feel that too. Why would you? That's not your relationship with this person. That is that person's relationship with that person. And you have to try and figure out, why is this person coming telling me all this negative, nasty bullshit about this person and want me to be on their side? Why is that happening? Bottom of the deck. Somebody finally standing up and fighting. They're finally learning how to protect themselves after a period of like they couldn't see it. This King of Cups is finally trying to heal himself, or finally being healed from this whole family situation. And this could have been a family of warlocks. I'm telling you, they was working together. They was working together trying to curse somebody under and somebody was just looking at this witch like I said, maybe this witch speaks with a soft voice. Well, just because the witch speaks with a soft voice don't mean that she ain't a witch. Witches don't talk like, boy, oh, trail in trouble. They don't speak like that. That shit is in the fucking movies. Somebody realized they was being bribed. They was being bribed. And now the judgment has come, and somebody feel that they got caught in the fucking middle of some bullshit that didn't even have to do with them. Now they trying to figure life out. They trying to see, well, everything that they was promised didn't happen. Everything that they invested didn't materialize. Everything that somebody was a confirmation. All this shit that was that somebody was like, oh yeah, come on over here. The water is great. Somebody's realizing didn't none of that shit. It was all a dream. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. It was all a motherfucking dream. That's why somebody said, don't talk, don't respond, hold back, save yourself. Have courage. Gain the courage that you need to do to whether that's relocate, move, do something. Yes, somebody told somebody else that they have to work on their own broken heart. If they feeling pain from the past or pain from their childhood or pain from this, pain from that, they got to work on that. That's their responsibility. It is not the collective's responsibility to make sure that, oh, I'm sorry, let me do this, no, we all go through something. We've all had to deal with something. And nobody had no good ass motherfucking childhood. Everybody's had some shit happen. If somebody want to break free, they have to learn how to break free. They have to do it. And then they have to realize who's truly on their side, who's truly giving them what they really needed. As opposed to somebody telling them, well, if you didn't go to Disney World or Disneyland every year, then you was abused as a child, which is fucking bullshit. Somebody had to realize the important relationship and who was truly worthy of them being there. And then they needed to realize that, you know what? Maybe you don't need to listen to everything somebody else got to say. Maybe you need to leave somebody out in the cold, because somebody could be starting shit when there need not be no shit. Hey, Miss Mahogany Drag, how are you? Exactly, and that don't mean grow up and be shitty because you had a bad childhood. Exactly. That means you need to work on your damn self so that you don't perpetuate that type of behavior. Somebody had to realize that. They had to wake the fuck up. They had to realize they sacrificed themselves. They wasn't sacrificing you by them doing some bullshit, by them doing some fuck shit. Them going out robbing the store ain't getting you in trouble. It's getting them in trouble. Them going around hurting animals, that's not a bad reflection on you. That's a bad reflection on them. They had to realize the shit that they was doing towards you didn't mean that you was a bad person. That meant that they was easily manipulated, and they was a narcissist. They was a sociopath. They was a psychopath, and that was all on them. They were unhealed. They were unhealthy. They were the danger to the community, not you. Yeah, somebody had to realize that, hey, it was up to them, that everything that they did was going to come back on them. And so they was going to be the only one that could free themselves. They're the only ones that can start over. They don't have to wait for no special invitation. Well, you were cordially invited to be able to start all over. No, what the fuck? Shit don't work like that. Life ain't like that. How many people have said, I had to deal with this when there was a child. The child that was abducted, that was taken away from their mama in the hospital and this and that and the other. They didn't grow up and say, when they found out, they didn't go, well, I'm going to go and I'm going to take other people's kids from the hospital. No, they said, you know what? Let me heal myself. Let me connect with my birth parents. Let me do this. Let me do that. Hey, Shane Shay. Somebody had to realize, no, they didn't hurt you. They saddened you by their actions, but they actually hurt themselves. What's the message? What's the message? And you cannot take back what you've done. That's correct. But you know what? You can try to make amends. You can work on yourself to show that you are a different person. You've changed. Everybody deserves grace. Remember that. Everybody deserves grace. Because if you're sitting here thinking you ain't done no fucked up shit in your life to somebody, to at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 10 people, then you're lying to yourself and you're lying to the rest of the collective. So everybody deserves grace. Not saying if somebody has done some really fucked up, there's people in my life that I'm completely done with, I won't ever talk to. But then there's other people that I will give some grace to because I know that they was not in their fucking right mind. Yeah. Somebody realized that you sometimes it's almost like I'm looking at this like you cannot, like they don't have nothing to say about what they did, about their choice. They have no excuse. And that's good that they're not trying to make an excuse. Yeah, ain't nobody trying to kiss no ass. Ain't nobody kissing no ass or nothing like that. Hey, 231 page home. There is no, somebody realized there is no excuse that they can give to how they acted, especially towards someone that had nothing but unconditional love for, somebody that they needed to respect, somebody that, they needed to honor, somebody that they needed to hold in high regard. What's the message? Hey, Red Violet, how are you? What's the message, Spirit? Thank you. Yep. And loyalty means something. See, this is what this person is realizing. Loyalty. Oh, it's not just a word. It really does mean something. That's more than the price of gold. This is what this person is realizing. Loyalty is more than gold. Worth its weight. More than worth its weight in gold. And this person is sitting here thinking about all that bullshit that was said about you because you were on a spiritual path. Whereas you spoke the truth, and this is why things are working in your favor. This is why everything is working out for you, because you spoke the truth. And you didn't waver from your truth. You didn't waver from your path. Even when everybody turned against you, you was like, well, ta-da, bye, toodles, toodles. It's not like you cowered down and you was like, wait for me. No, you was like, okay, y'all want to go to hell? You go straight to hell. But I'm going to wait on God. What's the message, Spirit? Yep. Your spirituality, your connection with God is everything to you. You don't care who come and go, just as long as God, the Most High, is still there. You don't give a shit. If somebody feel like, well, I'm never going to speak to collective again, you okay with that? You like, well, all right. See ya. Bye. I wish the best for you. But you'll understand. You don't give a shit. You really don't. You always gonna be in calm waters. You always gonna find peace in your life. You're always gonna go away from the drama, the heartache, the trauma, the this, the that somebody else feel like they got to bring to you. Because these are people that try and bring that shit to you. These are people that don't feel good about themselves. Anybody that's trying to bring some bullshit to you is because they don't feel like they are worthy. Not you. You know your worth. Yeah. This is why somebody don't realize all that shit that they was investing in, trying to have you out in the cold. That's why they out in the cold. That's why they out in the cold. They didn't have any confidence. They didn't feel good about themselves. They was trying to come secretly or outwardly or overtly compete with you. This is why they are there. And their money is going down too. They suffering right now. But that's all on them. Tell me about it. They are suffering right now. But you know what? This is what they get. That is exactly what they deserve. May you have the life that you deserve. And that's for all of us. So that makes all of us be accountable and responsible for the shit that we done. We want to have that upstanding, fantastic life where everybody speaks wonderful and highly of us. What the fuck we got to do? Do the exact same thing. But you want to sit here and talk about somebody and I don't like their shoes, or they heard of this, or I heard that, or this, that, and the other, or you know what? They is this and that and the other, or remember back in 6th grade, now somebody in their 50s and somebody else bringing up some bullshit about when they was a kid. Come the fuck on. Everybody grows, everybody changes, and if you don't, you need to, you should. Hey, Sonny, how are you? Hey, Letitia, how are you? You should. Everybody changes. Me and Red Violet have talked on the phone, and she can attest to this. We ain't the same like when we was in the 6th grade. We different in the 12th grade. We were different in our 20s, different in our 30s, 40s, 50s. Not giving away any ages or nothing like that. But people progress. They not the same. And you can't sit here and say, well, because Red Violet, when she was 17 and a half and da-da-da, and she had spoke mean to me. What? This woman in her 50s now. You think, number one, you think she remembered that bullshit? No. Number two, you don't think that she doesn't ever change? She has, because guess what? Life happens to us all. Same with me. Shit that I used to do in my 20s, I would be able to go out, have a good time, get me 2-3 hours sleep, get up the next morning, go to work all damn day, take care of my child, this and that and the other. Now, oh hell no, y'all know I'm like, oh, it's 7:30, it's 8 o'clock. I may not be able. I'm getting ready to go to bed, y'all. People change, so you have to give people the grace to understand that whatever you was holding against them from so long ago, that's you. That ain't them. Exactly. Let the past go. Hey, Brenda, let the past go. That's what we have to do. See, somebody, and they worried about, because they was holding the past over you. Something that you did in the past, somebody else couldn't let that shit go. And then they told somebody, well, see, such and such and such and such. And when she was in here, she was never gonna be anything. When she couldn't hold a job when she was 18, 19, 20, 21. Well, what the fuck? But look at somebody now. In their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their 60s, 70s. Well, hopefully in the late 60s and 70s you could be retired. But look at them now. They got responsibilities. They may have kids. They got getting up, going to work. Confirmation. And even the person that's doing all that chip, 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 they totally different. You know, you want to bring up, well, yeah, well, I remember whenever you used to like pick up kittens and throw them in the middle of the lake. Oh, they don't want that shit to be talked about. That's the cruelest motherfucking thing you can do. You know? And they were, well, you know, that was back in the day. I'm not like that now. But you expect collector to be exactly the same. Yeah. Somebody realized now this could have been a Leo. We got the strength and the sun. This could be a fucking Leo. The one who was sitting here causing all the chaos. Causing all the motherfucking chaos. Because that one didn't work on themselves. You know? Didn't want somebody to be with somebody else. Even knowing this was a blessed relationship. This was, you know, this was a couple. They was happy together. They was meant to be together. But because that Leo or whoever this was, you know, didn't want to, so they had to go in and do some shit. Some fuck shit. Character assassinate, gossip, lie, manipulate, all that other bullshit. See, somebody was projecting too. Confirmation if you heard my baby outside. Somebody was projecting they shit on you. They didn't want to tell the truth about what they had going on or what they was doing, all the fuck shit that they was involved in. They didn't want to tell the truth about that shit, but they knew that was some bad shit that people would be like, oh my gosh, what? Get out. Becky, get out. So Becky's sitting there saying, well, let me tell you about Samantha. Samantha was this, Samantha, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one. Samantha was with a different dude every night. In fact, Samantha had went on this rampage and said, I'm going to do a different dude every night for the first 6 months of my life to see where that get me. What? Becky, get out. Honey, let me tell you, Samantha, don't go there. You don't want to be a part of that because she done got all these different smells and diseases and all this shit. Some of that shit she can't get rid of. She had to get this shot, that shot, this shot. They had to get this other shot twice. Then she had to go back and get another shot just to counteract this other shot that she got from getting this shot and this and that and the other shot. And they're like, well, damn, Becky, how you know about that? I read about it on WebMD. See, somebody know a lot of information, but they're not really telling the truth about how they know that information. And it's not because of this one over here. It's because Becky was doing all that shit. Becky was doing all that shit. Blaming it on Samantha when Samantha didn't do none of that shit. Samantha wouldn't even be able to. Samantha don't even like needles. Shit, Samantha probably ain't even been with nobody in years. Because Samantha was probably really shy. Guy shy at that. Like I said, somebody, they are having the life that they deserve. And they hate it. What's the message, Spirit? Yes, lots of doctor's visits. Mm-mm-mm. All because somebody wanted to be, all because somebody refused to work on themselves. They didn't have the courage to work on themselves. They was so mad at Samantha because Samantha was courageous enough to say, you know what, I didn't like my childhood, but I swore that the way that I was treated, or the way that, you know, my Uncle Joe had did this, or my mama had did that, or my daddy had did that, I swore up and down I was never gonna do that. And so I'm gonna work on myself. Because confirmation. So instead of them sitting here doing the same shit, they chose not to do that shit. Not at all. Because somebody saw that that was whatever was done to them was not love. That was not love, how they was treated. So that they could turn this entire situation around for them. And they fought against this heartache, this heartbreak. They fought against these generational curses. They thought about everything that they had to endure. And then they accepted that cup when the call was here. They picked up the phone. You know, they went by through the forest alone. They went through the dark night of the soul and everything else, and said that they was not going to be a bully like somebody else bullied them. That's growth right there. But sitting there talking about some, well, yeah, and da 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 da, gossiping. And that's another thing. What does gossip get you? Besides, looked at as like somebody saying, don't trust them, because you know they talking about you. They will talk about them, 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 and me. Stop gossiping. What they say, small minds talk about other people. What's the message? What's the message, Spirit? Yep. Somebody knows that you was spot on when it came to this family. You held no facts back. You was spitting truth. You was on it. You was on it. And you knew that they was going to be trying to come up after you. You knew that they was coming after you. They can't sit there and say you didn't know. You was telling them what they was getting ready to do before they even did it. They trying to figure out how the fuck you knew what they was getting ready to do. They felt trapped because they felt like, oh, well, damn, we can't even do that now. We can't even curse somebody like this now and blame it on them and da 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 da. They was doing shit to you, talking about this was your karma. No, this was not your karma. This was them getting in the way of you from progressive, from ascendant. This is why the fuck you walked the fuck away to go find your own happiness. I'm telling you, confirmation. Yep. And it could have been this Leo that was sitting here talking to grooming a child with the help of this warlock, you know, who was also controlling, who was also a narcissist, grooming a child, telling them some untrue shit about you, this earth angel. Because they didn't want this child to believe or listen to anything, or they didn't want you to have a relationship with this child. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Ooh, yeah. See, and I feel like I said, somebody else is teaching this same person that they have to believe in God and fight their own battles or fight these battles. They have to believe in God. They have to, and this person, they understand. I feel like this could have been, yeah, they have to like fight these battles. They have to have faith in God, and then to mature, to understand that they are king of their own land. They control themselves. And everything that went on in the past, let that shit go. Let it go. Those childhood wounds. Okay, and somebody that came in and they saw what was bothering somebody, and I'm gonna get them like this, I'm gonna do it like that. Somebody had to realize that somebody saw where they was hurting at the most, and use that. This is why somebody said they don't want to talk to somebody anymore, because they realizing that person did not do them a justice, they did them an injustice. Anything else from this deck? What else? Thank you. Yep. Something about somebody. I feel like they either they don't want to talk to somebody anymore, or something that somebody's going to try and do cannot affect them anymore. I feel like it's something that somebody's going to try and do cannot affect them anymore, and like somebody's trying to bribe them with something, and this person is like, "Nah, I'm good. I don't want to. I don't want that. I don't want that. No, thank you. No, I really don't like that. Nah, it's not. No, just keep it. Give it to so and so. Give it to somebody else. They need it better. They need it more than me. Turning down all bribes. What's the message? Because ain't nothing for free. Especially whenever you dealing with the devil. You take something that the devil gave you. Oh, they want your soul and then some. Yep, somebody has completed a cycle. They have closed the door. They started a new chapter. They're done. Like done. And whatever somebody was trying to send to them is going right back around to them. Yep. Because they said enough of this. They had to work on themselves, to repair themselves, to put this shit to bed for real. Yep. And like I said, they ain't accepting no bribes. None. I feel like somebody has hidden this warlock with the truth of what they was doing. Somebody's hitting this warlock with the truth of what they was doing, and it's blowing their socks off. It's like it's a shock. This warlock was not expecting somebody to come out with this truth, though. This is why all that black magic and all that shit that they was doing is going back in real time. It's being returned to the sender in real fucking time. They can't make this up. They can't fake it. They can't do none of that. None of it. Yeah. And somebody, I feel like this person is they want to apologize to you. They want to start over with you. They want to start something brand new with you. They want to put some work in. Because they feel like you are their wish fulfillment. Like I said, they've closed the chapter, and they know what brought them happiness. They know where they were more happy at, felt more complete. And they know that about somebody, how somebody wanted them to be to leave you out in the cold, but really the truth is that person felt more out in the cold. Hey, the Most High Israel, how are you? Someone realized that when they tried to leave you out, they are the ones who actually felt left out. Confirmation, especially since, you know what, when you went on your way, you didn't even fuss, you didn't fight, you just said, okay, well, I gotta go. I can't be around this. And the wheel of fortune was been in your favor, turning in your favor ever since. You know, they couldn't stop you. It couldn't stop you. And now somebody else is realizing that how they tried to wage war against you, it's coming back on them. They expecting it, you know, and they wondering how did they not see this coming, especially because you told this person exactly who was working with whom. You saw it. You saw it. What else, Spirit? We're just going to get a couple of these. What's the message, Spirit? Yes, yes, yes. Yep. Somebody, yeah, their heart is open. They want to start over. They truly want to start over. They want to be able to repair, you know, they want to go into something with an open heart, with a clear mind, because they know after such a long time, judgment is here. You know, after such a long time, they finally waking up. They finally realizing everything that they were a part of. Yeah, and they thought they was about to get this money by tomorrow. They see that they wasn't getting shit. They are enlightened now that, you know what, money was not the most important thing that they should have been looking at. They shouldn't have been looking at a pinnacle like, yeah, I'm gonna have this much in my bank account. I'm always gonna have this much in my pocket. I'm gonna be pulling out wads of dollar bills like this. I'm gonna be at the club like champagne on me, everybody. Don't carry on, don't carry on. They realized that was not the important thing in life. The important thing in life was your love, the authentic love, the authenticity, the integrity, the honesty. And the last thing that they should have been trusting was somebody's lying ass motherfucking words who was a hidden enemy. This person is working on starting over. They're working on going their own direction, being, you know, dancing to the beat of their own drum. That's what they are working on. And I feel like they are telling somebody the truth. They are finally speaking their truth. And it's crumbling all that that, you know, that lying ass tower, that shit that was not built on a solid foundation. Not only that, but they are walking the fuck away because they now see the truth. They found themselves. They are going through that dark night of the soul. This person is staying to themselves. And they're not allowing themselves to be having these illusions, you know, anymore, or believing any fucking lies. They're not allowing that. This person is protecting themselves. And that's justice. They are fighting for what they know is right. On top of that, this person wants to come back to you. They see you as the sunshine, as balanced, as loving, kind, understanding. And that King of Wands, that warlock, that got themselves caught up because of their own lies. They got themselves caught up. This warlock is caught up because of their own fucking lies. And I'm telling you, somebody that this person could trust in, could believe in, gave them a good message, told them exactly what they needed to hear, gave them a good message, something that made them really think, made them want to leave and gain their strength, have that courage to go in a brand new direction, because now they see that, you are the best person for them. Not only that, but you are so spiritually connected, mature. You have your own. You don't need anybody else's. So whatever lies somebody was telling about you was all lies. You're not sitting there with your hand out. And that Queen of Wands, the one that was trying to get in the middle of this relationship, they asked her out because they realized this relationship was a blessing from God. Mm-hmm. A blessing from God. Yes, somebody, I'm telling you, I feel like divine timing was at play. Divine timing was at play. Mm-hmm. Somebody had to realize what you put out is what you get back. That giving and that receiving. So be careful about what you're giving out and what you're putting back. Because it's easy to dish it, but it's hard to have to eat it, especially if it was some nasty shit. Especially if it was some nasty shit. You cut somebody out, thinking that you're going to get ahead, only for you thinking that you're going to get ahead and somebody cut you out. Then you sitting there looking confused, not understanding what happened. Judgment. That's what happened. You got to get it the right way, not the easy way. And the right way is normally the hard way, but that's the most rewarding way. Anything else? Yep. Somebody wants to come and they want to apologize for this character assassination, for spreading lies about your name, for not seeing that this group that they was working with or what they was causing you pain, for the choice that they made. See, they didn't know that was going to come back on them with the Three of Wands, that's what came to them. They didn't realize that infinity, because that shit go right back around. They didn't think about that. We're going to grab a couple from the stack, swing the pendulum. Then I'm getting ready to go eat me something. I'm hungry. What's the message, Spirit? What's the message? Yep. Somebody should have never tried to mock you. Now somebody's in their daydreams because they anticipate something coming in. And it could be that fuck shit that they was doing. You had to let go of all resentment, especially if somebody's trying to sit there and tell you you should be mad about this, that happened, and da 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 da. You should be mad. Da, 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 da. Somebody had to break a cycle of misery because they had to realize they were the ones that was miserable, not you. If you said, I'm going to let you stay right there in this, and I'm going to go on and live my happy life, that's when you need to wake the fuck up, because somebody said, I see what you're doing. I'm not being a part of that. I'm strong enough to be on my own and be happy. If you have liabilities, meaning all you do is lie, 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 lie for the sake of lying because you woke up lying, you're going to sleep lying, and you nothing but a motherfucking lie, then you are a fucking liability. If you have liabilities, You are a liability. I'm telling you, somebody's getting some blind justice. They never saw this shit coming, but it's here. This is where the scapegoat turns into the greatest of all times, because that scapegoat stayed prayed up. The scapegoat knew that they was God's child. Live by the sword. What you gonna do? Die by the sword. See, somebody was very, very arrogant. They didn't know that you had your third eye was open, that you could see visions. They didn't know that you could see. Hey, AJ, how are you? Yes, and Karma and Pandora are BFFs. Somebody opened up Pandora's box, and Karma was like, don't leave me out. I'm right here. See, somebody had to realize that they was dealing with somebody who had an attached black entity to them. And their magic got lost and hit their own tribe. Like I said, something was coming back in real time. They was throwing it out, and they was like, damn, is that magic spell coming right back? Move, move, move. No matter where they moved, that shit was following them. Somebody was afraid of dealing with their inner demons. This is the same person. This was Becky, who was sitting there blaming Samantha for all the shit that Becky did. Stop smiling in every dude's face. But all the dark has cleared, and everything is in the light. They can't hide nothing if they wanted to. Nothing. All right, y'all, get ready for your question. Think about your question. Let's see. Think about your question. And let's see which way the pendulum is going to swing, okay? It's already started swinging, yes. Yep, the answer is a yes. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate you all hanging out with me. I love you all, and I will see you this evening, okay? Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, wherever you're at, evening, wherever you're at. I love you all. All right, bye now.